What happens when the most powerful man in the world turns on his own son? That's the chilling question at the center of The Boys, Season 5, Episode 3. An episode that doesn't just raise the stakes, it completely shatters them. Because when Homelander starts beating Ryan nearly to death, something changes forever. This isn't just another violent moment in The Boys. This is the point where Homelander crosses a line that even he may never come back from. And the scariest part? There's a moment, just a brief hesitation, where Homelander pauses before delivering the final blow. Why did he hesitate? Was it love? Was it doubt? Or was he deciding whether his own son deserved to live? Let's break down everything that happened in The Boys Season 5, Episode 3's ending, and uncover the hidden clues that might reveal what's really coming next. The episode quietly builds toward disaster. After the explosive first 2 episodes, Season 5, Episode 3 slows down just enough to create tension, and then completely detonates it. The episode begins with multiple storylines moving at once. The soup virus has already been introduced. Soldier Boy surviving thanks to V1 raises new questions about immortality. Meanwhile, both the boys and Homelander are searching for answers about Vought's past. But underneath all of that, there's one storyline quietly building towards something far more personal: Ryan's return. Ryan has been missing in the opening episodes, which already felt suspicious. Why would Homelander's son disappear right when things are getting dangerous? Was he hiding? Was he running? Or did he already know what Homelander was becoming? When Ryan finally appears, the episode reveals he was hiding in Russia before returning to visit Zoe. On the surface, it feels like a small emotional moment. But then the camera reveals something important. Billy Butcher is watching. That changes everything. Because Butcher isn't just observing, he's planning. And what he proposes next is one of the darkest moments in his entire arc. Butcher's plan reveals a disturbing truth. When Butcher confronts Ryan, the conversation immediately feels tense. Their history is complicated, and neither one fully trusts the other anymore. But then, Butcher reveals his plan. He wants Ryan to lure Homelander out, and then he'll use the soup virus. The problem? It would kill them both. This moment is incredibly important, not just for Ryan, but for Butcher's character. Because once again, Butcher proves he's willing to sacrifice anyone if it means taking down Homelander. Even Ryan. But here's the hidden clue. Ryan hesitates, but eventually agrees. Why? Is Ryan desperate for revenge? Is he trying to protect the world? Or is he simply tired of being manipulated? Because Ryan has spent his entire life caught between 2 dangerous father figures. One raised him through fear. The other wants to use him as a weapon. And this episode makes one thing clear. Ryan is done being controlled. Ryan's confrontation with Homelander was inevitable. When Ryan finally confronts Homelander, the tension is immediate. There's no warmth, no affection, just unresolved anger and suspicion. Ryan wants answers, especially about his mother. And this is where the episode drops one of its most subtle clues. Ryan can hear heartbeats. That means he knows when someone is lying. So when Homelander tries to dodge the truth, Ryan already knows. He can hear the panic, the fear, the deception. That's when things escalate. Ryan pushes Homelander. Ryan fires his lasers. Ryan throws the first punch. But does that justify what happens next? Because Homelander initially looks restrained. He even seems like he's trying to avoid escalating things. But then Ryan makes him bleed, and everything changes. The moment Homelander snaps Homelander bleeding is more than just physical pain. It's humiliation. And humiliation is something Homelander has never handled well.
I was humiliated!
Once he snaps, the fight becomes something else entirely. He throws Ryan to the ground, again and again. He pins him down, and then he starts punching. Even when Ryan stops fighting back, that's what makes this moment so disturbing. Homelander isn't defending himself anymore. He's punishing Ryan, punishing him for betrayal, punishing him for defiance, punishing him for not becoming what Homelander wanted. But then comes the most important moment. Homelander hesitates. For just a second, he stops. His expression changes. Something flickers across his face. Is it regret? Is it doubt? Is it love? Or is he deciding whether to kill his own son? That hesitation might be the biggest clue in the entire episode. Fearful. Did Homelander intentionally leave Ryan alive? After the brutal beating, Ryan appears lifeless. The camera lingers. There's no movement. Then Butcher arrives. And Ryan breathes. It's subtle, Easy to miss, but it confirms Ryan survived. So why did Homelander leave him alive? There are two possibilities. First, Homelander couldn't bring himself to kill his son. Despite everything, Ryan may still be the only person Homelander sees as family. But there's another possibility. Homelander left Ryan alive on purpose. Why would he do that? Because a broken Ryan might be easier to manipulate. A traumatized Ryan might be easier to control. Or worse, Homelander may want Ryan alive as a future weapon. And if that's true, the scene becomes even darker. Ryan's future just changed forever. If Ryan survives, and all signs suggest he will, his story changes completely. Before this fight, Ryan was conflicted. He wasn't sure whether to trust Homelander or Butcher. Now, that conflict is gone. Homelander crossed the line. But that doesn't automatically mean Ryan joins Butcher. Because Ryan knows Butcher was willing to sacrifice him. That betrayal still exists. So where does Ryan go next? Could Ryan become a third force? It's possible. Ryan has the power to rival Homelander. And unlike Homelander, Ryan still has empathy. But will that empathy survive? That's the real question. Homelander is more terrifying than ever. This episode confirms something fans have suspected all season. Homelander no longer needs approval. Previously, he relied on figures like Madeline Stillwell and Stan Edgar for validation. Now, he sees himself as a god. That shift makes him far more dangerous. Because once Homelander stops caring about being loved, nothing holds him back. And this episode reinforces that transformation in multiple ways. His calmness during violence, his lack of remorse, his willingness to hurt his own son. Homelander isn't just unstable anymore. He's evolved into something worse, someone who believes he's unstoppable, and that belief might make him impossible to defeat. Stan Edgar's capture changes everything. While Ryan's beating is the emotional climax, the episode also includes another major development. The Deep captures Stan Edgar and delivers him to Homelander. This is a massive win for Homelander. Stan Edgar is one of the few people who truly understands Vought's secrets. He also isn't afraid of Homelander, which makes him incredibly dangerous. But now, Stan is in Homelander's custody. That gives Homelander access to information about V1 and Vought's past. And if Homelander gets V1, he could become immortal, which raises a terrifying question. If Homelander can't die, who stops him? Grimace, the hidden conflict between Ryan and Butcher. When Butcher finds Ryan alive, his reaction is complicated. He isn't relieved. He looks conflicted. Why? Because Ryan surviving complicates everything. Butcher wanted to destroy Homelander, no matter the cost. But now Ryan is alive, and that forces Butcher to reconsider. Will he protect Ryan? Or will he still sacrifice him if necessary? That tension could define the rest of Season 5. And it also raises another question. Is Butcher becoming more like Homelander? Both are willing to sacrifice others. Both believe the ends justify the means. And both see Ryan as part of their future. That parallel feels intentional and deeply unsettling. The ending leaves everything in a dark place. By the end of Episode 3, everything feels bleak. Ryan is barely alive. Homelander is more dangerous than ever. Stan Edgar is captured. The boys are running out of options, and the war is just beginning. But the biggest question remains. After everything that just happened, can Ryan stop Homelander without becoming him? Because in The Boys, power always comes with a cost, and Ryan may be about to pay the highest price yet. One thing is certain. Season 5 just changed the entire game, and if this episode is any indication, the final war between Homelander and Ryan is no longer a possibility. It's inevitable.